Your salary arrives. You feel rich for exactly 48 hours. Then somehow, 3 weeks later, you're eating instant noodles wondering where it all went. Sound familiar? The problem isn't your salary. It's not even your spending. It's that nobody taught you how money actually behaves when it hits your account every single month. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you changes everything. Most saving advice tells you to just spend less or be more disciplined as if you're some kind of robot. But here's what they don't tell you. Saving money from a monthly salary isn't about willpower or deprivation. It's about understanding the psychology of predictable income, how your brain reacts when money arrives on schedule, and building invisible systems that work even when you're tired, stressed, or completely forgot about your financial goals. Today, I'm breaking down the 10 strategies that actually work, plus one bonus trick that changes the game completely. Let's dive in. Here's the brutal truth. If you wait until the end of the month to save whatever's left over, you'll save exactly nothing. Not because you're bad with money, but because money expands to fill the space you give it. It's called Parkinson's Law, and it destroys saving plans every single day. The strategy: the second your salary hits your account, before you pay a single bill or buy anything, transfer your savings amount immediately. Treat it like your most important bill, because it is. You're paying your future self. Why this works: your brain adjusts to what's available. If you have $3,000 in your account, you'll find a way to spend $3,000. If you have $2,400 because you already moved $600 to savings, your brain recalibrates instantly. You'll never miss money you never saw. The hook: set this up tonight. Literally right after this video. One automated transfer on payday. That's it. Everything else becomes easier because this decision is already made. You've probably heard of 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. Great in theory. Terrible in practice for most people because rent alone might eat 40% of your salary. The real strategy: customize the ratios to your actual life. If your fixed costs are 60% of your income, that's reality. Don't fight it. Work with 60, 25, 15 instead. The magic isn't in the exact numbers. It's in having a structure that splits your money into clear categories. Why this works: when you assign every dollar a job before the month begins, you stop making hundreds of micro decisions. Decision fatigue is what kills your savings, not the occasional coffee. The game changer: use the percentage that actually fits your life right now, not some Instagram financial guru's ideal life. Reality beats fantasy every single time. This is the secret that rich people know and broke people never learn. You need 3 accounts, not 1. First, your main checking account, for monthly expenses only. Second, a savings account, for long-term goals, that is untouchable. And third, the buffer account, which is the game changer. What's a buffer account? It's 1 to 2 months of expenses sitting in an account that's easy to access but separate from daily spending. Not for emergencies. Not for savings goals. For life's little chaos. Why this works: when your car breaks down or your laptop dies, you don't panic and drain your savings. You use the buffer, then slowly refill it. This account absorbs the shocks that normally destroy saving momentum. The psychology: knowing this money exists removes anxiety. Anxiety is what causes those 2 a.m. treat-yourself shopping sprees that wreck your budget. Traditional budgeting fails because it requires you to track every expense, every day, forever. That's exhausting. Here's the easier way. The strategy: first, calculate your fixed expenses, such as rent, utilities, subscriptions, and debt payments. Second, set your savings amount. Third, add them together and subtract from your salary. Fourth, whatever's left. That's your guilt-free spending money for the entire month. Why this works: you're not tracking anything. You're not restricting yourself. You know exactly how much you can spend on whatever you want because the important stuff is already handled. The freedom: want to blow $200 on a concert? Do it. It's your spending money. As long as you stay within that number, you're winning. Impulse purchases aren't the problem. Impulse purchases you regret are the problem. The strategy: any non-essential purchase over $50 requires a 24-hour waiting period. Add it to your cat, screenshot it, bookmark it, whatever. But don't buy it for 24 hours. Why this works: the emotional spike that says "I need this now" fades dramatically in 24 hours. Studies show that 60 to 70% of impulse urges completely disappear overnight. The surprise benefit: when you do buy it after 24 hours, you enjoy it more because it was an intentional choice, not an emotional reaction. The exception: life essentials don't count. If your shoes have holes or you need medication, buy it immediately. This rule is for wants, not genuine needs. Annual insurance, holiday gifts, car registration. These surprise expenses aren't surprises. They happen every single year. Yet somehow they destroy budgets like they fell from the sky. The strategy: list every irregular expense you know is coming this year. Add them up. Divide by 12. Transfer that amount monthly into a separate sub-account labeled irregular expenses. For example, your car insurance is $1,200 a year, gifts are $600 a year, and annual subscriptions are $300 a year. The total is $2,100, which, divided by 12, means you save $175 a month. Why this works: when December comes and you need $600 for gifts, it's already sitting there. No panic. No credit cards. No destroyed savings. The emotional win: you stop feeling like life is constantly attacking your finances. Because you're finally fighting back with preparation. This isn't about tracking expenses forever. It's about doing one deep investigation to find your money leaks. The strategy: pull up your last 90 days of transactions. Every single one. Now categorize them honestly. First, active choices, which are things you consciously decided to buy. Second, subscriptions, your recurring charges. Third, convenience costs, like delivery fees, late fees, or ATM fees. And finally, forgotten spending, like that gym you don't use or apps you don't open. Why this works: most people have $50 to $300 a month disappearing into subscriptions they forgot existed, convenience fees they don't notice, and services they signed up for months ago. The action: cancel everything that doesn't actively improve your life. Redirect that money to savings automatically. You just gave yourself a raise without asking your boss. Starting with save 20% of your salary when you're currently saving 0% is like starting a fitness journey by running a marathon. It's too much, too fast. The strategy: start with 1% of your salary. Just 1%. If you make $3,000 a month, that's $30. Anyone can save $30. The progression: in month 1, save 1%. In month 2, save 2%. In month 3, save 3%. Keep increasing by 1% until you hit your target or find your limit. Why this works: the psychological win of success builds momentum. Small wins create confidence. Confidence creates consistency. Consistency creates wealth. The reality: most people reach 10 to 15% using this method and never feel the pain because the increase was gradual. Here's where most people mess up. They get a raise and immediately upgrade their life. New apartment. New car. New lifestyle. Within 6 months, they are back to living paycheck to paycheck, just with nicer stuff. The strategy: when your income increases, immediately increase your savings by at least 50% of that raise. For example, if your salary increases from $3,000 to $3,500, which is a $500 increase, you increase your savings by $250, and your lifestyle upgrade budget is $250. Why this works: you still get to enjoy the raise and improve your life, but your future self gets the benefit too. This is how you escape the salary trap. The long-term magic: every raise builds your financial foundation instead of just inflating your lifestyle. 5 years later, you're wealthy. Without this, 5 years later you're just spending more. Out of sight, out of mind works great for savings protection. But it also kills motivation. You need to see progress. The strategy: create a simple tracking method that shows your savings growing. This could be a spreadsheet with a visual graph, a savings app with progress bars, a physical chart on your wall, or whatever makes your brain light up when you see numbers go up. Why this works: humans are motivated by visible progress. When you can see your savings climbing from $500 to $1,000 to $2,500, your brain releases dopamine. Saving becomes emotionally rewarding instead of just logical. The hack: check it weekly. Every Monday morning, look at your total. That small moment of yes, it's growing creates the emotional fuel to keep going. Here's the thing nobody tells you: a budget with zero fun money fails 100% of the time. You're not a robot. You're going to want things. The strategy: build 5 to 10% of your budget as completely guilt-free, no questions asked spending money. Bubble tea, books, video games, concert tickets, whatever makes you happy. Why this works: when you know you have permission to enjoy life, you stop feeling deprived. Deprivation creates binge spending. Permission creates control. Look, saving money from your salary isn't about becoming a different person. It's about building systems that work with your real life, your real income, and your real personality. You don't need perfect discipline. You need simple automation, realistic goals, and visible progress. Here's your homework. Pick one strategy from this video. Just one. Implement it this week. Master it. Then come back and add another. Drop a comment telling me which strategy you're starting with. Subscribe for more realistic money advice that doesn't require you to live like a monk. And remember, small systems beat big motivation every single time. Now go pay yourself first.